In the last patch, the Paladins dev team implemented limited time modes into the game, and since the new patch has just released, I thought it would be fun to go back to rate and review all of the limited time modes of the last patch on a tier list. So here we go, all 8 of the LTMs of the last patch. Unfortunately, the video footage for number 7 might be a bit short because I actually forgot to make videos about it. Though I did still play it, so I have impression of it and I can rate it with some sort of confidence. So here we go.
Epic.
Limited time mode 1, Aerial Acrobatics. Aerial Acrobatics was the first limited time mode, and boy, this was actually kind of fun one. In this mode you had exaggerated movement abilities and you could pick one of 3 champions: Maeve, Willow and Eevee. Maeve absolutely dominated this mode, although Willow and Eevee didn't do too bad either if you came across at least a decent one. You would absolutely be sniped out of the sky by a really good Willow or an Eevee. Eevee actually didn't get so much playtime. The only reason why that might have been is that due to her high skill level, there weren't that many Eevee players around to play her, much less proficiently. Nonetheless, if you came across a good one of either of Willow or Eevee, you absolutely felt it. Overall, the champions and map chosen for this mode fit its purpose rather nicely, and nothing really felt out of place here. So I would rate this mode, for now, a solid A, starting off pretty good.
Epic.
LTM 2, Target Practice. Oh boy. This was an incredibly frustrating mode to play. Not even because the team selection here was asymmetrical, meaning that the teams had different champion pools, but it was because of who the teams had to choose from. One team got a selection of Eevee or Willow, while the other team got a selection of Shalin and Strix. Can you guess what happened? Yep. One of the teams were basically destined to win, and it wasn't the one with Strix and Shalin. The reason why Strix and Shalin teams had such a hard time here is because, despite having invisibility abilities, 5 Willows can just cover half of the map with dead zones and the other half with seedlings, and so the enemy team basically had no escape. Willow and Strix in particular are champs that in this mode, in my opinion, functioned extremely opposite to one another. You needed next to no coordination in spamming the map with shit to damage or inhibit Strixes, while you needed a team that actually coordinated like it was ranked to get anywhere with Strix. This created a very imbalanced game mode that people even dodged out of. I haven't seen so many dodges in ranked itself. The mode, in my opinion, was a mess. So I'm gonna put this into the F tier here, in the garbage where it belongs. I hope this doesn't return in the future.
Epic.
Limited time mode 3, Leaping Dead. So after one success and one disaster, we get another pretty fun one. Fortunately, this time it's a symmetrical team composition again. This mode had you choose from Pip or Terminus. They actually formed a kind of meta for this. 2 Terminuses and 3 Pips, kind of like Sumas. Terminuses function normally like a bruiser of point frontline, and the Pips would go around group pocketing them. Some of the Pips actually also function like damages, which is kind of what you would expect from a Pip. Though while this mode was kind of fun, it wasn't as fun as Aerial Acrobatics, but despite this, it was still a pretty cool time. I would rate this as a B.
Epic.
Limited time mode 4, Seriously Serious Shooter. No heals, no jokes, only hardcore gaming action. This was basically the mode to rip a joke on Counter-Strike Global Offensive and other games of the genre, where you had the choice of only the main gun characters: Strix, Kinessa, Victor, Tyra and Octavia. It would have also been nice to see a Lex in here, but for some reason he didn't have enough guns for it. I suppose his reveal with his mobility option was too good to not make the game Lex-centric. If that was actually the case, it was a good call, though I don't understand why, instead of buffing, they wouldn't nerf him for this mode specifically. You've seen buffs for the champions in other modes prior to this, but why not nerfs? he would have functioned fine with nerfs like this. The game mode itself was fun, but it didn't feel like anything special to write home about. So I will rate this at a C. Could have been better if it resembled CSGO a bit more, where like 2 bullets can get you killed and 1 bullet if it's a sniper. I suppose that requires heavier tweaking that what their current LTM engine doesn't allow for, so they could do it. At least that's my guess.
Epic.
Limited time mode 5, Wildfire. Okay, so this was another asymmetric LTM, though this had sort of a theme. Fernando, Tyra and Drogos are all champions who have something to do with fire, who fought Inara, Grover, yes the only healer in this game mode, and Willow, all of whom being this sort of indigenous, spirituous and naturistic characters. The idea for this was great. I think they wanted to give the magistrate a bit of backstory with this, depicting their expansion into nature and cutting down trees and native settlements for their own gain. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into the reasons for these gems. This was also the first game mode that didn't feel too far from a normal siege match. So while the theme was pretty good, the game mode itself didn't feel like it was offering anything interesting. Inara wasn't as big as much as the other champions, mostly because she was the damage magnet for Tyra's nades and Drogos' salvos. So most of the team just went with no Inara, or one of them, and then 2 Grovers and 2 Willows. It was okay, and had it not been for the theme, it would sit in E rank, but the theme bumped it up to C. It's okay, but could use better execution in the lore.
Epic.
Limited time mode 6, Bunker Buster. Oh boy, this one I really enjoyed. Being a Barrick player, I was delighted. This was also an asymmetrical mode where one team had the choice of Barrick, Ash and Fernando, all shielded champs, go up against a team of only roams. Barrick also had his damage adjusted for this mode, dealing double the normal amount. This mode quickly divulged into their own team guessing how many barracks does the other team have, because if you had 3 barracks you had a really solid shot at winning. Granted, they were all not potatoes. Roam side, however, didn't feel unfair either. If you were decent and your team wasn't full of potatoes, you could still do very nicely. Overall, this was the best asymmetrical LTM they had yet, and I hope to see this one make a return. The rank I give this is S.
Epic.
Limited time mode 7, Hide and Seek. Oh boy. From one of the best modes to one of the only modes to be the mode in the PTS, this felt more like a seriously serious shooter than the mode which was actually named like that. It was kind of intense, the cloak and dagger of it all was kinda neat, but it wore off for me rather fast. I suppose because this mode didn't feel as fast as the others, with Strix not having any movement abilities. It was however a pretty good time nonetheless, just not as fun as some of the others. I would rank this at a C.
Epic.
Limited time mode 8, Knock Knock. While the patch started with a banger of an LTM, it's also ended with a literal banger of a game mode. The second one in the PTS alongside the last one, this one was amazing as well. You had the symmetrical choice of Ash or Bomb King, and the damage of your weapons was dampened. Nerfed. Exactly what they should have done for Lex, to get him into seriously serious shooter mode. Your objective instead was to kill the enemies via bouncing them into the abyss. This also took place on the Rise of Furia throne map, which is not usually seen in LTMs like this, but yeah, this was... It's good to see them reusing that map as well. I actually had a lot of fun in this, bouncing enemies everywhere, both on the PTS and in the live. This is another really good LTM, so I hope this one too returns next patch. I rank this as an A as well. Final tier list. Okay, so let's see what do we got on our tier list. In F tier, Dead Last, LTM 2, Target Practice. Nothing yet in E tier. C tier, however, has LTM 4, serious shooter, LTM 5, Wildfire, and LTM 7, hide and seek. B tier has just LTM 3, Leaping Dead. A tier has LTM 1, Aerial Acrobatics, and LTM 8, Knock Knock. And the S tier has LTM 6, Bunker Buster. With LTM 6 and LTM 8 also earning my Space Cat seal of excellent gameplay edge. Yep, that's the tier list. That was my tier list of LTMs for this patch. I will update the tier list after the next patch of LTMs, as well as keep making LTM matches in general. Thanks for watching, click like if you liked this video, dislike if you didn't, comment if you have something to add or just disagree with something. Whatever it is that you do not forget to subscribe. If you're interested in my content in general, to join the Discord server, there is a schedule of what is going up in the future. Right now it's like up to November or something. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing what comes next on my channel, to join the Discord, there's actually a schedule there. Again, thanks for watching and see you some other time. Space Cat out.